We're doing a video about the inspiration tab. So have you heard of this or used this or seen this?
I haven't heard of it.
Fully blind on this.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't really used it though.
I rechecked it when you reached out, and now it's like AI generated, which is interesting.
So yeah, just click on the tab that says inspiration there next to videos.
There you go. The ideas are pouring in. It's gonna be so easy for me, isn't it?
Oh no.
Every single day we're asked, how do we get ideas for videos on this channel? And actually, it's pretty simple. First, we wake up in the morning. We grab a steaming hot cup of coffee, and then we race to the studio and log into youtube.com. There, we access YouTube's newest feature, the Inspiration tab. It tells us exactly which videos to make by generating an endless list of viral ideas from scratch. Then it's just a matter of doling out these ideas to the worker bees. And then bam, we get to work making the videos that YouTube knows that you want to see. And once I'm finally done with all that, I get to make a video myself. VFX artists imagine the future of filmmaking. Okay. Recently, I've been thinking a lot about inspiration and where it comes from. Is it a bike ride on a warm, sunny day? Is it a meme you saw on Reddit? Is it airline peanuts?
Inspires Jerry Seinfeld.
That inspires some people, yeah, Jerry Seinfeld. There's so many things you can find inspiration from, whether you're building something, whether you're working on art, it comes from all around us. Ultimately though, I feel like inspiration is something sacred that only us as humans can really understand. Every week at our studio, we do brainstorms to share and find inspiration for the videos that we're making. It takes a lot of time and energy, but it also means that we're only making content that we feel excited about. But lately, it kind of feels like inspiration is being framed more as an obstacle. You know, that when you have no ideas, you can simply turn to AI and get some with a few clicks. Earlier this year, YouTube released the Inspiration tab. I personally slept on it for a while, but now that I know about it, I'm kind of obsessed. It's a feature YouTube has designed that will help you figure out new videos to make once you've run out of inspiration. For example, it gave us a really great video to make called VFX Artists Imagine the Future of Filmmaking. And it even wrote the whole outline for us. But we're not the only channel that has access to this feature. Let's see how other creators are getting inspired. I have one quick question for you guys. How do you guys find inspiration?
For us, a lot of it's through the internet.
Yeah. My ADHD brain. What if you cooled a PC with a fire truck? Let's find out. You know,
I'm just taking my dogs out for walks, walking around the neighborhood. That helps me get inspired.
It's hard. The creative process is not easy.
What if you didn't have to do all that effort and work, and YouTube did it for you?
Yeah, let me do
I
it.
don't like where this is going.
Next to the videos drop down, you'll see it right there.
Look at that. Okay. AI generated music. The future of music? No.
Future?
The AI art that will make you cry. The
High
beauty and
interest.
emotion of human art is explored through the lens of AI generated imagery. It is highly suspect that the very first thing you see is an AI trying to make you make a positive video about AI art, which is very funny.
All of these ideas are like the same thing. It's just AI patting itself on the back,
Yeah.
saying like, we're doing it.
That's all we got.
wait, what?
Wait, there's nothing else? There should be like 5 or 6.
The real cost of fast fashion, an in-depth look. That totally sounds like something I would upload tomorrow.
Although your audience would have a very low interest if you did.
Wait, that's a good point. Right, why are you giving me ideas that they know won't work?
The secret to a long and happy life is less low interest. So it's giving us an idea for a video where they're like, by the way, not a good idea. Why are all the ideas of very low interest? Does it say something about the type of content I make?
Is this really how YouTube like sees me?
Do you recognize anything here?
Can I build a PC with only recycle? Okay, come on. That's literally the video we uploaded today. Literally uploaded that 3 hours and 11 minutes ago.
Wow.
That's cheating. That's not coming up with an idea.
I make like short films and very like fictionalized for the most part content. So it's funny that all of these are like video essay commentary, which is not at all what I do. Before it would just show you Mr. Beast and say make videos like Mr. Beast, but now it's sort of weird. Oh, you could click on it and get more info. And here we have an image of a robot crying. and
Robot crying.
and like a human hand, this is very small, and like a dark, what I assume to be like a cyborg hand joining together, like humanity and AI coming together. Then there's just like a bloody teardrop.
One bloody drop.
One bloody drop. That's a good thumbnail.
I've got an idea on how to test the inspiration tab. Let's see if it could make a video for today's sponsor, Squarespace. We need a video about Squarespace being the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Squarespace website design from zero to hero. There we go. This is a good start. Let's also introduce the design intelligence feature. It combines 2 decades of industry-leading design expertise with cutting-edge AI technology to unlock your strongest creative potential. Most importantly, design intelligence empowers anyone to build a beautiful, more personalized website tailored to their own unique needs and craft a bespoke digital identity to use across one's entire online presence. So the video's going well so far, but we need to include something about Squarespace payments. Squarespace payments is the easiest way to manage your payments in one place with Squarespace. Also, Squarespace gives your customers more ways to pay with Klarna, ACH Direct Debit, Apple Pay, Afterpay, ClearPay, all sorts of things. Let's add that. Did I break it? But we can't end the video here. We still have to talk about their flexible website templates. It should probably cover how you can get started with their professionally designed Squarespace website templates. Plus, you can customize the look, update content, and also add features to fit your needs. Ooh, Squarespace for portfolio websites, a designer's guide. Oh, what am I talking about? I don't need to write a video about this. If you want to get inspired, just head on over to squarespace.com/corridorcrew to get 10% off your first website or domain. Now, let's see if this inspiration tab's working for anyone else.
I wonder if I can break it. I mainly make fairy princess style toy videos with princesses and guns. Princesses test out the latest laser guns. Princesses learn how to use a catapult.
Princesses learn how to use the catapult is good. I would watch that.
Capybaras. More guns and capybaras. That's all I do. Guns and capybaras, nothing else.
So let's see the outline for this ultimate capybara gun range companion.
The capybara's gentle nature, a perfect contrast to the loud and powerful environment of a gun range. Capybaras are incredibly docile and non-aggressive, making them ideal companions for those seeking a calming presence. Their friendly and approachable demeanor can help to ease tension and stress for shooters. I really want to see it generate like a really funny thumbnail for this one.
For this.
Wait, this one is so cool. Dude is chill as hell, and then the people at the gun range in the background.
Oh my god.
I could download that? Yeah, I'm downloading that.
Download
Of course
that.
I'm downloading that.
Is AI stealing our jobs? YouTube edition. What?
YouTube edition.
Meanwhile, every thumbnail is the same, just AI slap gobbledygook.
Would you click on any of these thumbnails?
No, I would do the opposite. I would click like the 3 little dots on the side and say, don't recommend this ever
ban the
again.
channel forever.
A night of virtual movie watching with friends takes a hilarious turn with AI chat box are introduced to the mix. Chaos ensues. This is every great sketch.
What if the chatbots like came in to help you pick a movie because people like have a hard time going through Netflix and they just can't decide, and chatbots come in, then they can't decide.
And then you start texting and it pauses. It goes, why are you looking at your phone?
It's like they really like this movie. You're not watching. It's like we'll start again. I'm gonna go back 10 seconds. You're gonna stop texting.
Yeah, you have to watch this part. Turns it down.
That actually is a pretty funny idea for a sketch.
You sound pretty inspired right now.
All right, so
Yeah.
here's the second part is that we actually got an idea. Not that we're going to do this video, but we did get inspiration from this, badly. It's just not the way.
24 hours in real life.
What's Dinglemeyer?
Dinglemeyer is a character of mine, an animated like goblin that I play in one of my videos.
Wait, what?
So I spent 24 hours in real life Dingle.
Also, I did talk to our former intern Markiplier for this video, but I messed up the recording and I didn't get any of his audio, so here's a funny moment from that call with my best Markiplier impression.
What are these crazy thumbnails and titles? The Backrooms in 2025? Haha, I would never make that. What a great conversation. Don't forget, I love you guys and everyone, and whatever you're doing right now is super cool. Let me know if you need another intern.
Let's be honest, none of us had high hopes for this inspiration tab. I was frankly surprised to see how well it did though with Linus's channel.
Oh, this is literally something that we will be doing. in the next
Oh.
little bit.
Nice.
So that's something. Building a $10 computer for retro gaming, that's actually a really outstanding title. Seems pretty on topic. Maybe it helps that it has so many options for us. I mean, we have done 7,000 videos. Like our channel alone is probably enough to train a pretty decent AI, you know? Honestly, I could see our team using the crap out of this just to help flesh out a lot of the ideas we already have. But like any AI tool, the expectation is that you're filtering what it's feeding you, right? You're not just blindly taking it.
Well, after looking at that, are you feeling inspired?
Honestly, yeah, I saved a couple of those ideas.
You did, yeah.
I feel inspired.
As for everyone else, it's AI slop. 24 hours as a dingleberry. You won't believe what happens next.
Dingleberry life, my life in the dingle mire.
How inspired are you feeling?
I'm feeling horribly uninspired, sadly.
I feel lesser now. I feel colder.
And I mean, sure, like, as we go through it, we do find inspiration, but not in the way that it's intended to. It's more of a, wow, look at how janky this is, or wow, look at how bad this is. However, these conversations did kind of spark a thought within me. I think what makes this whole inspiration tab feel so yucky is that it's trying to replace the most human part in any creation process, which is coming up with inspiration. I mean, after that point, I mean, how are you supposed to really care about what you're making? Because you didn't ever have inspiration to make it. And then why would anyone ever care about watching it if there's no passion or inspiration put into it? It feels pretty gross, right? We've made so many videos about the wide array of AI tools. Stuff that change your voice, stuff that change your face, stuff that changes the whole frame of the image. Some with great success, some not. One of the biggest goals I've had in this journey is to try and figure out really where it belongs. How do you keep that human core of a project and still utilize these tools to amplify and help you achieve your vision? So that way it doesn't feel false and doesn't feel like a computer has done the work for you. It's only assisted you. So the inspiration tab definitely falls into the not category. I mean, just take a look at what they generated for us. Can VFX make movies smell? VFX artists recreate the Thanos snap in real life. VFX artists imagine the future of filmmaking. I mean, we wouldn't actually make any of these video ideas, right? I mean, maybe the last one actually. I became a VFX artist, not necessarily because I thought VFX themselves were cool, but because of what people were able to accomplish with them. It let you create stories using things you didn't have. Costumes or props or locations could be yours if you had the right software. It was a means to an end. In 2020, my daughter was born, and when she was a baby sleeping on my chest, I could have watched a movie or a TV show, played some games. No, instead, I decided to learn new software, Unreal Engine. I also played Disco Elysium, and Outer Wilds, and No Man's Sky, and Pillars of Eternity too. But the point is I also learned Unreal somehow in all that. So I've learned many different softwares in the past, but specifically, I wanted to learn Unreal because it had all these sweet tools for filmmaking. Environments, characters, props, all at your disposal in a sweet package. It's a filmmaker's VFX dream. You know, it really felt like the future of filmmaking. A virtual fucking world. That's not how I say it. Cut. Where are we at? Take 20?
This is take 21.
Take 21, well shit. And since then, I've gotten pretty good at it, I think. If you've seen any of our virtual shorts, like the ones I made about Starfield, I think they're some of my best work. Only problem though, they're kind of a huge pain to make. First, you need a motion capture suit for your body. And then you need a phone and a head rig to capture your facial performance. And then you might need another set because you want to act in the video with someone else. But then all this has to be hooked up to a PC. You got to sync it all and then monitor it the entire time you're recording. So now I've got wires all over my body. I'm dancing around. It took a long time to get here. The bright side is that now I get to be anyone I want to be. And I can film in any location I want to film. There is a downside though. To review these takes and these performances, it's gonna take a lot of sifting through different programs, different sets of data, recompiling it just to see what the heck I actually did right now on the day. I mean, it's not the same as simply saying, and then hitting playback and reviewing your footage. I mean, this shot alone took about, probably about this long start to finish. And don't get me wrong, I love this. This is sweet, this is a sweet shot. But, I mean, what if you don't need all of this? I've had a lot of these virtual production shorts fail. in the past. Sometimes it's my fault, and sometimes it's not. The last one I made, we had to can it because some software update basically ruined all our data, and that really snuffed out a lot of my inspiration for making more of these. In a world where every step brings you to the brink of collapse, I mean, it feels like a gamble working on them sometimes. I really wish there was some way, though, to retain that level of fun complexity with the simplicity and freedom of just filming yourself with a camera. But now, there's a third option, and I just made a couple videos to test it out. These are my Masters and Minions shorts. Goofy little videos I made by myself, just to see if there's any practical uses for some of these new AI tools. Archmage, we have arrived!
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
What's going on here is the use of AI motion capture, okay? Motion capture that didn't require suits, wires, or headgear, or even a skeletal animation, just motion captured by one simple video. I get my virtual character, I get to put them anywhere I want, using Unreal Engine still, okay, that's the secret. But I get to use the methodology and workflow of just filming a normal video. Let me clarify. What's up? This is Sam here, just me, not a VFX artist, not representing anyone else but myself. My goal isn't to make CGI films, and it's not to make live action ones either. My goal is to be able to express a variety of characters and locations and settings through any means necessary. Sometimes I can do that with people in costumes. Sometimes I can do that with some 3D models. Both versions I've spent years developing. But what you're watching now is just me in a room doing 3 performances. Maybe it's obvious that it's just me doing all 3 performances, but what's not obvious is something kind of crazy is happening here. It all starts with me on a green screen where I'm gonna capture my body's motion and my body's silhouette to create a virtual character. And the closer my virtual character matches my real body, the better the performance is going to look. For instance, if you want to be a T-Rex, my body type probably doesn't line up very well. Let me just get technical for one quick second. I take a frame from my video. I run that through a Flux Comfy UI workflow that has a soft edge and open pose control net. This makes it so my virtual character roughly matches my posture and my general shape. I run another Comfy workflow that renders out multiple angles of the brand new virtual character, allowing me to create a dataset of that virtual character. Once I have my dataset, I run that through Flux Gym to create a LoRa. This allows me to have a consistent character across all these shots. Now I chop up my video into multiple shots, grab the first frame, restylize that first frame as my new character, and then from there, Runway ML takes over, and then use their Act 1 feature to dial in the lip sync. That's a very important step. I didn't know about that on the first video, and it really made a big difference on the second too. If you need a free version of it, you can look into the Vase to WAN workflow. It's pretty similar, but Runways still works way better. If you've seen our anime rock, paper, scissors shorts, you might be thinking that this looks pretty similar, but it's actually quite different. Virtual characters mean the underlying footage no longer has an effect on what we see. For instance, in anime rock, paper, scissors, if we were wearing a beige hoodie, well, our character would still have to wear a beige hoodie because we're drawing from the original source. Now, as a virtual character, it doesn't matter what we're wearing. All that matters is our posture and our silhouette. It's kind of like EB Synth, the same stuff that Joel Haver has been using for his videos, but without having to do all the in-between frames throughout it. In the past, the fastest I was ever able to make one of those other virtual shorts was about like 4 weeks. My goal was to hit one in maybe like 1.5 weeks, but I can never quite do it. This first video I made with AI motion capture took less than 5 days, and I cannot stress how crazy that is. Like, it paid off, and it didn't compromise the idea or the story. I mean, sure, it had its own jank, but the Unreal shorts have their own jank too, and those took way longer to make. So obviously this stuff isn't a complete replacement for traditional motion capture, which is still awesome and still has its place in filmmaking. But this type of technology and other ones that are similar are definitely going to be changing the way that we're able to create things on our own as creators. It allows me to come up with an idea and act it out and film it out and do the whole process and then just kind of slap a filter on the end to make it more fun. I mean, this technology definitely inspired me to get off my butt and film a bunch of ideas that I've been sitting on. When it comes to the inspiration tab though, I think it's a little different because inspiration, sure, it can come from anywhere, but like when we're talking about these AI tools that are supposed to help amplify and, you know, make things easier, I just don't think that's the right place for it, because I think as creators, we kind of have a moral and ethical duty to come up with ideas on our own. For me, it gets me thinking about like, at which stage are these tools worth using? Do you want to come up with an idea and have tools by your side to help you amplify and create your vision? Or Do you want a tool to come up with the idea for you and become an employee of your tool? There's always going to be terrible crap out there, but the good stuff will rise to the top, and likely because there's passionate and inspired people behind it. The most important part in this process is that you are creatively inspired, and that does lead to cool art. There's one video it generated that I would actually watch, which is 24 hours as a dingleberry, and I think Joel should make that.
The beauty of inspiration is that it's your own and not somebody else's. You know, the beauty of having an idea is like, oh, this is my idea. You know, when you're catering to the algorithm or catering to pre-existing ideas, you're sort of making yourself a bit more of a workhorse than an artist.
I was working with a composer back when I was in high school. I was trying to write this musical piece, you know, with every instrument in the orchestra. And I was struggling so hard because like I have the song in my head, but getting it out in the sheet music is so difficult. The composer with like a knowing grin was like, yo, welcome to every composer's problem. That's the point. You have the song in your head. It's all about getting it out to sheet music, getting it out to pen and paper. Look, shout out to YouTube for giving creators this option. I don't know who asked for it. I also kind of dislike it just because it's like, let's make this idea for you. You know, like that's the underlying skeleton of all this. And that's when it no longer becomes YouTube.